What's up, everyone? This is Stony with Behind the Stick. Just kind of in this episode, I kind of wanted to just go over my personal dog Kimbi and talk about her development and her training with French ring. But to kind of create some context, I want to just discuss her breeding, her bloodline. So in this episode, I'm just going to be taking some time to kind of talk about certain dogs and her pedigree, her bloodline, as well as some of her littermate brothers and sisters and where they are and what they're doing, so on and so forth. So Kimbi's a FCI import out of Serbia. I think it's Bačka Palanka, Serbia. She's out of Barry Sabathore and a female named Agatha. It's off the De La Mamba Noir lines. So I'm basically just going to be kind of reviewing some of the dogs in her pedigree. Not every dog, but most of them, just kind of giving you some background information on all of them. So starting with Lupano's Duke, really, really solid dog. He's a IPO3 dog. And that was a really, really good breeding because if you look at his pedigree, you see that he has a lot of brothers and sisters from different time periods, which means that it was just a repeat breeding. And we have Bagheera. So Bagheera is actually a daughter out of Klemm. So Klemm, really, really famous dog. Produced a lot of good dogs as well. He was like, the German champion 2 times, I believe consecutively. The FCI champion, I believe, was also consecutive. And he's produced a host of, IPO3 dogs, as well as champions, vice champions. So really, really, really solid dog. The next dog is Zenus, who's a Ring 3 as well as a Mondio 3 dog in his own right. So next you have a dog named, a female named Ceci. So if you look at her bloodline, you see that she goes back to quite a few of the Cokic family of dogs. For example, the dog Cokic Raja actually goes back to Cokic Quattro, which is a well-known son out of the legendary Elgos dog, the famous white patch on the chest. Next dog is Goliath. Excellent dog. I'm actually going to be doing a whole nother kind of section on him toward the end. But definitely one of my favorite dogs in her pedigree. So the dog that was actually bred to Goliath is a female named Gabby. If you look at her bloodline, she goes back to a famous dog named Ramses out of the Calvaire Acacias line, if I'm saying that 100% correctly. But Ramses is a really, really good dog, really nice ring dog in his own right. So that brings us to a male named Agi. And Agi is a son of another well-known dog, the Aratzhom Kamats. You've probably seen that bloodline and family and quite a few dogs. Some really, really solid, nice-sized dogs, really intense dogs, out of the kind of KNPV line of dogs coming out of Holland. And Kamats is really, really nice male out of that bloodline. So next, that brings us to a female named Hannah. If you take a look at her bloodline, she goes back to another well-known dog, ring dog named Espoir from the Du Domaine Esclaireurs line. Again, forgive me if I'm not saying that completely correctly. So now this kind of brings us to her great-grandparents with Carlos Vom Drachenherz, a really, really nice IPG dog. Really solid dog, really well built. You kind of see some of the size coming off that side of the family. There's also a really nice female named Desiree. That brings us to a really good son out of Goliath, which would be Kimbi's great-grandsire, Panzer, from the De La Mamba Noir. It was bred by Adriana Cokic. He's owned by Mirko Dovatov, who does police dog work with him. So just a really, really well-balanced dog, really well-built. And, they just have that balance between, good nerves, but also really, really intense, when they need to be. That brings us to Kimbi's mother, who is Agatha, as well as her father, the famous Barry Sabathore. So Barry is a dog out of the Czech Republic, but he's produced a lot of really, really good dogs that are currently in Serbia. Barry, to me, is like not a huge dog, but he has, like, to me, almost like that perfect size. Not too big, but, just small enough to be really athletic and agile, but also powerful and really solid build. Really excellent dog. He's produced a lot of really good dogs, who we'll kind of get into pretty soon. So this litter was bred out of two really good breeders out of Bacha Palanca, Serbia, if I'm saying that correctly, out of the Von Queen Calibris house, Slobodan and Slađana. Really good breeders. They not only breed really good Malinois, but German Shepherds as well. They have some really nice looking long-haired German Shepherds as well. So out of this litter, I want to say it was 7, maybe 8 puppies. I forget. Um, I think 2 of them may have gone to the Philippines. The rest are in Serbia, and there are 2, including Kimbi, in the U.S. So you can see some of her littermate brothers and sisters here, at least the ones that are registered on the Working Dog Pedigree website. Here's one of her littermate brothers, Barry. Looks just like a lot like Barry Sabathore. Really nice looking littermate sister, Nira. You can see that really nice looking color and really solid build. Max is the only one of the littermate brothers here in the U.S., which I believe he's in South Carolina. So this is a littermate sister of Kenbi Novell. You can see a really solidly built dog. Kenbi the Fruit Bat, of course. I like to keep her more on the slim side, just in general. She's pretty active. And here's your littermate brother, really nice looking dog, Pablo, who was in Serbia as well. And he's doing some really good things with him. His owner, he's already won in quite a few confirmation shows there in Serbia. And he's, currently training in IPO. So we'll see, how successful he is in that, how he progresses. But really solid looking dog. And, he really just embodies like that, this breeding. Again, these dogs are really intense. They have a lot of drive, but it's just working drive in general. Like, in other words, these dogs will do pretty much anything. They love to swim. They'll do detection work. Pretty much anything you throw at them, like, they just like to do something, anything. Very active dogs. They, learn really well, pick up really well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how far he takes Pablo here. This brings us to Kimbi's half brother out of Barry Sabathore, another son out of Barry, Adonis, who's a really well-known dog in Serbia as well. Really solid dog. He's done quite a bit in the IPO and IPG arena. And now I want to kind of go back and talk about Goliath, or Goliath. He was owned by Adriana Cokic, who's a excellent trainer, handler, as well as a breeder in her own right. She owned Goliath. He passed away a couple years ago, but he was really one of the main reasons that I wanted this particular breeding. He's just one of those dogs to me that, he just really embodies the breed. He has, pretty much everything you could ask for in a Malinois. Really nice size dog. He's a little bit more on the bigger side. But super athletic, especially considering his size. Super strong, just all around good working ability. You'll see in some of these video clips coming up, just, his ability to jump, his running, but also just has that really nice poise and control, which I really appreciate. Especially with this, with these dogs, sometimes there's so much emphasis on a dog's, biting ability and, prey drive and defensive drive. But, at the same time, these dogs are shepherds. And to me, shepherd still has to embody a certain amount of control and, poise and awareness. And I think, Goliath is just one of those dogs that really does that. He's produced some pretty nice dogs in his own right. I don't know as much about all of his offspring, but I know he has a few sons and daughters out there that are also really nice dogs. So, he's, like I say, he's one of the main reasons that I really wanted this particular breeding. And, if I were to ever breed Kimbi, I would definitely consider breeding it back into her father's side, just to kind of add some more of that size. add some more of that kind of muscle mass, as well as that really, really nice poise, control, and awareness. You can see a clip of his mother. Her name was Cobra. You can kind of see where some of that size and length comes from in this particular family of dogs. But Goliath, again, just a really, really solid all around, super dog, in my opinion. He was not only a Mondio Ring 3, but also a Belgian Ring 3 dog. So, just really embodies that control and that drive and that athletic, ability all around. So just a spectacular dog. So if you have any of these dogs in your dog's pedigree, let me know in the comments. Be interesting to see how many of these dogs, people have in common. Obviously, if you continue to look back a couple pedigrees, all dogs pretty much, go back to the same 10 or 12 dogs. Everything goes back basically to Givivitouche or Givitou de Petois, a lot of Dick 2. But it's interesting to see, how they go back, the different variations that can exist, in these dogs. So yeah, if you have any of these dogs in your dog's bloodline, let me know. If you have anything off of Kamats, if you have anything off of Goliath or Panzer, if you have anything off of Klemm, if you have anything off of Carlos Vom Drachenherz, or any of his littermate brothers and sisters, let me know. It'd be interesting to see how some of your dogs are bred up as well. So thanks for watching. Be sure to not like or not subscribe to this channel, unless and only unless this is the type of content that you like. In that case, by all means, like and subscribe. And again, drop something in the comments. Let me know how your dogs are bred up. Season 2 is coming. Stay tuned. It's gonna be solid. Thanks for watching.